me. Me and Carly were talking, I think it was not this morning, yesterday morning, FaceTiming. And she had, made a couple of jokes. Or we, made a couple of jokes about that I would have been a really good cult member. And, I had told her that Lori, my ex-sister-in-law, was learning tarot. She is taking the tarot 6-week thing with Richard. And she said, see, you're such a good cult recruiter or something. And I said, yeah, laughing, whatever. Because we're making fun of how now I sound like a hippie sometimes, and I even crack myself up, with the woo-woo talk and stuff. Like I need to go sell flowers in the airport and shave my head. And so, I don't know if that was ugly to say. Anyway, you can clarify that. So she's made a few jokey comments about how I would have been so easily sucked into a cult in my younger years. And I was like, I don't know, it didn't rest well with me, and I didn't know why I didn't find it particularly funny. You're probably over there going, I know, ask me. But anyway, but I got what she was saying, because I sound like I was at Woodstock, right? And so, but I didn't know why that was sort of hitting me wrong. And then she made a comment, that was before, then yesterday she had made another comment about kind of referring to that, and she said, oh yeah, we're talking about my intuition and stuff, and she even leaned in and she said, but there was a time you could have so been recruited into a cult. And I just was like, okay, no. And so I sort of talked through that with her, thinking this was what my problem was. And I was like, Carly, I know you keep saying that funnily, but I wasn't gullible. I always have been empathic, and I would even tell my grandfather when another preacher was crooked as shit, and in 2 years it would come out that he's embezzled money, and, I always nailed it. So even in my terrible, years as a teenager, late teens, I still could see through bullshit. I just sometimes chose not to recognize the bullshit and still dated the person or whatever. But even at the end of it would always be like, yep, I should have listened to my gut, in the beginning. So I still always had that intuition. And so we talked, and she was like, yeah, you're right, and sort of moved on. And I thought that was that. So riding home from Miss Mary's house, and I have a lot to talk about with Miss Mary, but I can't right now because I'll cry. So Spirit sort of brought that back up with Carly, and I was just in there going, what is bothering me about it? Like, why isn't it resolved? So obviously what we said didn't solve it, because all that was me just proving her wrong about my intuition. Like, I thought I took something personal, right? And but no, that's not it. So what Spirit showed me was, yeah, you did, you have to look at, first of all, Carly's seat to the show. She, well, first of all, wasn't around during, the late teen stuff. But she heard, because I was always honest about my stupidity, basically, and so it does look from her end like you got sucked into some stupid shit, Mom, right? Like, you got sucked in. You married Dad, right, I get it, because, so what Spirit showed me, why, because I'm thinking, well, yeah, why, okay, yeah, that does look stupid. I mean, even my dad's been like, why are you so judgy about this, because you did this, and this, and I'm thinking, yeah, but I knew better, I just did it anyway. That's my mentality. I didn't say that, but I was thinking, but yeah, but I'm different. Well, I knew I was being stupid. Other people don't realize they're being stupid, so somehow that made me superior. I'm just realizing that as I'm saying it, by the way. So moving on. So Spirit says yes, after you breathe. Yes, your intuition has always been on point. And yes, many times, most times, you didn't follow it. Why? trust my gut, my voice. If he says, if you love me, you'll do it. Who am I to argue that? Because society says, everybody says that he is, and I say, and I, Spirit, just, I say he has more value than me. So I don't trust the me that is me. And that's why there's always, when I get lost in the down or the bad or the whatever, there would always be those aha epiphany moments, because I was plugged in. Spirit was still there and loud. And so there would be that I'm sick of this bullshit moment, the cigarette in the, beer bottle moment, where I'm like, okay, fuck this. And that's just, that's when you finally just plug back in and you get that feeling of empowerment in that second, and I'm fucking over this, and I thought you were more than me and worthy of more than me, but you've shown me not that, so I'm out. So in that moment, I finally just had not more worth than I did the day before, but now just more worth than them. They lower, not me higher, which is bad, right? And I just finally put them where they ranked, but I didn't realize that was, so I still was walking in that insecure, self-loathing mentality. So that's why it was bothering me so bad, because it was taking me to a place where I wasn't worthy, and where I did not even trust myself and believe in myself, and I hated feeling that way. And that's what that kept, that's the scab, right? That's what she kept picking off, not knowingly, obviously. Wow. This shit is work, It's work. But it's beautiful. And it's magical. And I've got to stop because I'm swerving and there's big vehicles coming